Alright, I am in my car, and I am on my way to the theater to see Spider-Man Brand New Day. I'm finally getting around to it. I was going to do it sooner. I know it just came out like a week or two ago. I wanted to see it sooner. I didn't get around to it. I've had some stuff going on, and I said, you know what, I have time. I literally just woke up from a nap. I looked at my phone. I'm like, I can get there soon enough, and we'll go from there. So I tried not to watch too many trailers. I tried not to read too much into it, because I know there's supposedly a lot of interesting secret stuff going on. I know Sadie Sink, what's her name from Stranger Things, is in this somehow. So that'd be interesting. I know the Hulk's in it, and I know the Punisher's in it for something. And possibly even, I forget her real name, Yelena Belova. I just now read today or something might be in there. Like, I'm trying not to read it, but it ends up on your news feed, and it's like, I don't want to look, and you kind of look anyways. So I'm actually very anticipated for this one. This one's going to be interesting. I mean, if you think about it, every other Spider-Man movie that we had was really just an introductory movie to this point in his superhero career / timeline, whatever. He was technically always doing it by himself until he got some assistance from Iron Man with his suit. So, and that's another one. I actually wonder what's going to happen to his suit. Because he had, in No Way Home, he had the nanotechnology. I wonder if he's still going to keep it. Or if he gets like a whole new suit at this point. And what his like involvement with like the Avengers might be. How that works. So, yeah, I'm super interested for this one, and we'll see what happens. And once I'm done, I'll record myself again and let you guys know how many cutscenes and whatnot there are. So, we'll see. Okay, let's try this again. Because apparently what I just said before did not go through. So, I just left the theater. And this is a very stupidly well put together movie. Like, it is practically beyond words how well this movie was put together. And how flawlessly they executed this. This is probably the best Spider-Man movie out of all 3 Spider-Men thus far, mind you, to exist. And that's saying a lot, because I personally think that Tobey Maguire is the best Spider-Man of the 3. Or sorry. Andrew Garfield. I can't believe I said that. Andrew Garfield is the best of the 3 Spider-Men, I think. So I know that's saying a lot. But yeah, this was so well put together for a film. The casting was right there. The script was on point. It was actually very easy to follow, oddly enough. I know there's potentially some movies that they just throw in a lot of like extra details or unnecessary whatevers. And in this particular film, it was just a straight up, I don't want to say cookie cutter script, but again, it was easy to follow. You knew what was going on, and everything just made sense. That's not necessarily to say that it was predictable by any means. The shock was there when the shock needed to be there. The surprise was there when the surprise needed to be there. The suspense was there when the suspense was needed to be there. It's almost like putting together a puzzle, but you're not struggling with any of the pieces. You don't know what the final result is of that puzzle, but every time you pick up a piece, you somehow just magically know right where it goes. And it's just easy to just put all these pieces together, and all of a sudden, bang, bang, boom. So that's exactly what this movie was. It was just very well put together. Definitely you can see that Tom Holland is filling out. He's getting older, and I don't mean that in a bad way. I just genuinely mean that this is, what happens. Obviously, he's not a little kid anymore. It's interesting, they did kind of skip, since the last one was Far From Home, or No Way Home. The last one was No Way Home. I'm getting them all confused. That was how many years ago? And he was graduating high school, going on to college, so there might just be enough time span for this one to make sense. So that's cool. So yeah, there's a couple surprise characters in there. There was one, and I'm like, it's interesting that he's talking to them, because it's like they're kind of doing their own thing, and now this person's going under the name, and it's like, that's interesting. I mean, I like it. I'm not offended. It's but no, this is straight up a genuinely good movie. There is one cut scene at the end for like 10 seconds. That's all it is. And I feel like I know what it is. I feel like I know what it's about. I could be wrong. I feel like it's pretty straightforward for a cutscene, which is like, then what was the point of even doing it? Because first they put the they put the text on the screen first, and then they do the cutscene, and it's like, well, you kind of just spelled it out for us. So there's that, I guess, but whatever. So nonetheless, Spider-Man, Brand New Day. Honestly, I feel like I almost want to give this a 5 out of 5 on Letterboxd. And if you're not already following me on Letterboxd, or if you have no idea what that even is, Letterboxd is a website. You can sign up for it. It's totally free to sign up for. You don't have to pay anything, ever. Unless there's some kind of like a package or something that I'm clearly not aware of. But it's basically where you go to review and log all of the movies that you've ever seen over the course of your life. And you can keep logging the same movie over and over again, technically, I think, if you want. Here's how many times I've seen Back to the Future, which, for me is probably like 10 million at this point. I could recite that one in my head right now and play it back. But I think I'm going to give Spider-Man Brand New Day a 5 out of 5, which is, again, interesting because I don't normally give 5 out of 5s. It's got to be something really, really good. And I actually cried in this one. So there's that. If you haven't gone to the theaters yet already, Spider-Man Brand New Day, get your ass out there and go see it. That's it. That's all I got to say, I guess.